Welcome to part 1 of our trustee training video clips titled Trustees, Who We Are and What We Do. Part 1, First Things First. The purpose of this training session is to point you to resources that you should access first in order to get a good understanding of what it means to be a trustee. In future sessions, we'll go into more details about your role as a trustee. Hopefully by now you realize how you became a trustee. Perhaps you completed an application form. Maybe someone suggested and strongly encouraged you to serve. In the end, your city's mayor should have appointed you to the position, and that appointment should have been approved by the city council. Congratulations, you've been appointed into a position, but it's quite possible you haven't yet received any training or even any job description about your task. It can be a little scary not knowing exactly where you're going or what you're doing. We at the State Library are here to make your time as a trustee a little easier by providing you with information and training. The State Library has a trustee's handbook available for you to read online or download in print. Broken into 21 chapters, the handbook provides practical and legal information for you and your board to use in leading your library in the best possible manner. Note that the handbook, as is this video, is an education resource and should not be used as a substitute for legal advice. These training sessions will cover various sections of the handbook, but are not meant to replace a thorough reading of the handbook. There is a quote in the Trustee's Manual that you can see displayed here on the slide. It gives a good overview of what it means to be a library trustee. Some of the key points are highlighted. You're designated to act as governor or protector over property belonging to another. You're created by law, a governing body of the library, public officials and servants. Library boards are a public trust. Another quote from the Trustee's Handbook is noted here. As a summary, the underlined portion gives a good nutshell description of your role as a trustee, to keep an eye on the progress of the library for the community. In subsequent training sessions, we'll talk about practical ways you can keep an eye on the library's progress, but for now, let's just keep this broad definition. On pages 2 and 3 of the Trustee Handbook, there is a section titled Top 5 Things Every Library Trustee Should Know. Let's take a look at these 5 things now. Number 1. Get to know your library and the difference it means in your community. The best way to accomplish this role is to visit your library regularly, observe how people use it, attend a program, pay attention to the library's calendar of events, learn about the programs and services your library offers. Your library is likely one of the most heavily used city services, so get to know it. Number 2. Understand how the board's role and the library director's role differ. As you complete these training modules, you'll come to a better understanding of these differing roles. For now, suffice it to say that the library board oversees the big picture operations of the library, while the library director oversees the day-to-day operations of the library. Page 51 in the Trustee's Handbook includes a handy chart that outlines the duties and responsibilities of the board and library director. Number 3. Be familiar with your library ordinance. In Iowa, a public library is established by an ordinance adopted by the City Council. It is the law under which the library exists and is part of the City Code. Your library's ordinance will include instructions about how trustees are appointed and about the powers and duties of the library board. Ask your library director for a copy of your ordinance and read through it. Number 4. Understand the board's control over library funds. Most all library boards in Iowa are set up as administrative boards, not just advisory boards. This means the library board has administrative authority over the library's funds as outlined in the library's ordinance. In most Iowa library ordinances, there is a section that says the board has exclusive control of the expenditure of all funds allocated for library purposes. Although the City Council decides on total funding for the library board has control over how it is spent. The State Library has additional training resources about the library board's duties regarding the library's budget. Contact us for additional information. Number 5, respect the city's obligation to account for all public funds received and expended. Iowa Code 384.20 requires the city to keep separate accounts of all public funds collected, received, or expended for any city purpose. In a nutshell, this means that although the library board has authority over the library's budget, the library must still report all income and expenditures to the city. Income includes donations to the library from private individuals. This concludes part 1 of our training. In future sessions, we'll look at the primary roles of trustees. Part 2 will cover advocacy.